Welcome once again. Today we will see the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor materials, and we will also try to derive the mass action law. I know that you know about intrinsic and extrinsic. What is intrinsic? Intrinsic material is pure in the form, pure materials. Pure material means in the crystal there is a presence of only silicon or only germanium. There is no any extra material, that is called impurity. There is no impurity. And extrinsic means when we add an impurity, that's called extrinsic. Impurities are of two types. First, p type and n type. P type and what are the p type? P type is, on the one sense we say positive type, or those who generate the holes, not electrons. What happens in n type, which they produce electrons. We know that this is carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. What is the next? Boron, aluminium. Before it, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Okay. So mainly we focus on these. Here one electron is more in the valence shell. It means that 5 electrons are there. And in this aluminium or boron, there are only 3. Alright. It means there is a vacancy, and when they will be present with the silicon atom, they will work as a hole. I am going to give the example of phosphorus, then you will automatically understand the working of p-type material. And I will directly move to derive the mass action law. Alright, this is silicon atom, 4 electrons. Again, this is phosphorus atom, suppose 5 electrons. This is again silicon atom, 4 silicon atom, 4 electrons in the outermost shell. Again this is silicon, this is silicon. Right, silicon atom, they will make a bonding with them. Right, how bonding? This will make with another silicon atom. If there are, this will make a bond with that. This will make a bond with this, and this will be there. Similarly, all the bonding will be there. After making the bond, you will analyze that one electron is lagging, and this is far more than the nuclei, right? So it needs very less energy to be free in comparison to the others. And why less energy? Because we are merely discussing over the band of silicon atom. So this is much near to the conduction band of a silicon atom. That's why this is called as a donor level. Suppose this is our conduction band, and this is valence band, and this is our band gap, energy gap, and conduction level, valence band, energy. Alright, and this will create a extra level on the very top of this. This, and formula level will also be increased due to this, due to the presence of donor level. This is what donor. This will work as a donor level. Lots of electrons. Electrons means whatever will be the number of density of a phosphorus atom, that much electrons will be there. There are a huge number of electrons here. Alright, as you just increase the temperature, they will move in the conduction band and they will start conducting. Alright, and very few electrons from this will go there, the conduction band. They need high energy, they will go back. Alright, suppose we say that the density or doping density is Nd. What is this? Doping density. And when we talk about, this is what p-type impurity, and in the case of n-type impurity, what will happen? We say n acceptor level, and acceptor level will be below. This will be near to the reduction level. Alright, and holes, electrons will be there here. Electron will come. The hole, more and more holes will be generated here. They are in the acceptor level. This is what acceptor. They will accept the electrons, or they will collect the electrons, because there is only 3 electrons. Alright, only 3 electrons are there in the valence shell, and that's why they will capture 1 electron, and this is how they will work. So we come to know that what is the acceptor density, what is the donor density. One more thing, after adding how much total holes are there in the valence shell and how much electrons are there in the conduction band, we decide the number of majority and minority carriers. In the case of n-type materials, majority are electrons, there is a free electron, right? And electrons, so in the n-type we denote at n subscript n, and p subscript n. So pn mismatched, that is minority. n matched, that is majority carrier, majority charge carrier. Alright, and when we move ahead, what will be there? Let's give it a second. Sorry for that. When I move ahead, in case of p-type, what will be there? Holes will be majority carriers, p, and electrons, whatever electron hole pairs generation will be there, they will go in there. Alright, so n in case of p. You know the meaning of this? Majority and minority charge carriers, and how will be they calculated, we are going to find out, and this is called the Mass law. So we will see that how Mass law will be derivated and how we will use, and shallow doping, high doping is also done in the semiconductor materials. So now we are going to see about mass action law. Mass action law. What is mass action law? Or n, simply we can say n in case of n. In the case of what, n-type or any type of impurity when we are making. So we will cover all these things. I'm going to make 3 diagrams. All right. This is intrinsic, this is N type, and this is P type. Alright. Now this is EC, all these bands, EB, EC, EB, EC, EB. This is conduction band, this is valence band, conduction band, valence band and conduction band. Fermi level, prefer last video, and you will find that Fermi level is near about mid. This is EFI, right? And in case of N type, Fermi level slightly shifted over, because what is Fermi level? Fermi level is the level of energy level at which the probability of finding an electron is half, means 0.5. Half of the vacancies are filled up to this level. So this will be the Fermi level in here. And in this case, Fermi level will shift towards down, because there is less availability of electrons in the conduction band. EF P type. Alright. Again, if you know, I'm going to write some equations, and in order to understand, if you don't get the concept for that, please prefer the last video. Please prefer that, and you will get some idea that what we are going to do today. See, what was the equation? First equation we are going to make here: EC minus EFI will be equal to KT ln, right? Yeah, one more thing, who lives in the conduction valence band, that is electrons, Ni electrons and Ni holes into there. And in the case of N type, N and P here. In case of P type, electrons in P type and electrons in holes in P type. Alright, holes live in the valence band and electrons stay in the conduction band. Move ahead. KT. What is the effective density? If you don't know about effective density, so please prefer last video. You will get the maximum idea about effective density. Effective density, suppose EC, so density is effective density N C and N V. N C N. The density is not going to change. This is the maximum possibility of a material, right? So NC upon how much electrons or holes, whatever they are living in the conduction band. Electrons, Ni electrons, first equation. Second equation will be there: EFI minus EF EV will be equal to KT ln NV upon Ni. Using first equation. Second, just add all these two equations. What will you get? EFI will be cancelled out, and we will get EC minus EV, that is called EG, will be given as KT. Just add Ni and Ni will become Ni square. Is those NC upon Ni and NV upon Ni will be multiplied with each other, and we will get NN NV upon Ni square. In the next video, the next equation, we are going to find that EC minus EFN equal to KC KT ENC upon EN electrons, and E of N minus EB equal to KT ln ENB upon P N, because we are going to discuss about valence bands only first state there. It will happen again add these two equations, you will get AC minus EB equal to EG equal to KT ln AC upon JN and PN. Alright, the next one is AC minus EFI EFP equal to KT ln ENC upon ENP EFP minus EC equal to KT ln ENV upon EP. Again add these two equations, what will we get? EC minus EV, that is equal to EC band gap KT ln ENC ENV upon ENP and PP. Now what do you think, that band gap, energy gap will be going to change? No, that is fixed. In a crystal, in a specific crystal, it is always fixed. What we have to do, just equate all these equations and we will get that NC NV they are equal, KT equal, ln equal and EG equal. So we will get Ni square. What will be there? Ultimately we are going to get Ni square equal to N type N and Pn equal to NP PP. It means carriers, intrinsic carrier का square, intrinsic carrier square equal to minority carriers into majority carriers. This is called our mass actions law. We have proved successfully it. And if you are confused that how I wrote these equations, then prefer my last videos. I have clearly proved that yes, what was the derivation of it and why I have been writing these things. So this was all about our mass action law, and in the next video we are going to see Hall effect. That's all for today, and in the next video please watch and we will discuss about mass action law. Thank you very much.